Okay, everybody, welcome to G.Parkers Arcade, and I'm putting together this video because I got a real nice comment from one of the viewers, Freebird1963, and I'm trying to do this timely. My channel's not that big, so you know, I feel like I ought to get back with people when I can, as quick as I can. He asked a nice question. Been watching your videos, informative and interesting. Been trying to get into the pinball craze again, but so much is outdated. Very true. That's the problem with the internet. You can do a search. It doesn't matter what search engine you use, and you may get something that's old, and then it takes forever to find the newly updated portion of it. I don't know. It just can be a mess. It seems like you spend forever like a dog chasing your tail. Anyway, he says he's, again, to keep going rather than digressing here. Been trying to get into the pinball craze again, so much is outdated. Couldn't get future pinball going, so then was looking at visual pinball. It's kind of confusing too. Yes, it is. I remember the first time I opened up future pinball and visual pinball without doing any research. It was horrible. I do have the At Games Legend Gamer Pro. I was going to go that way for it. Let's see. I need to make this a little bigger. For it. So from the experiences, do you find the PC with the VP and PE, Visual Pinball I assume, and Pinball Emporium, a better way to do it than the At Games LGP? Now I'm assuming you mean the Legends Gamer Pro, because that's what you mentioned that you had. You got to be careful with At Games. Legends Gamer Pro, Legends Gamer Pinball, it's just like the Mini. You can see my image up here on the right. That is the Legends Gamer Mini, but they've also come up with the Legends Ultimate Mini. So you got to be careful when you use the acronyms. Does it mean Mini, this Mini, or the other Mini? But I think I get what you're saying here. Let's see. I believe that the tables can be added to the LGP. Yes, Legends Gaming Pinball you can, and the Legends Gamer Pro you can. Different ways, if my memory's right. Now I'm going to let you know that I'm still an amateur at this, but this is the information I've gained so far, and I'm going to do my best to give you the best information that I know at this time. But not sure, though, that I've added some arcade and console games. Thanks for your time. Look forward to hearing about your experiences. Okay, so let's touch on a few things here real quick. Again, I hope my audio is good. I'm new to all this. I hope that's one of my complaints. A lot of these YouTubers, their volume isn't very good. I'm an old man. You can always turn it down, but you can't turn it up enough to hear it sometimes. So, anyway, and I hope you can see my screens real good. But here's my Legends Gamer Mini. This comes with the control deck and the puck. Okay, and here's the Legends Gamer Pro. Now this is the one that you reference you have, and really, if you go back and forth between these two, basically the same puck, basically the same same system, the same what do they call that? Legends called it connected. You know, it connects via Wi-Fi or via your Ethernet, which I have mine wired up for Ethernet. I'll get into that later, but it seems to work fine both ways. But the big difference between these two is these both have pinball buttons on them. I do have those. I don't have those pictured here. I don't think you can see them, but they are on the side. And the basic difference is 2-player, 1-player, trackball, more buttons over here. We'll get into that in a little bit, what you can do different there. But so there is your Legends Gamer Pro. Trying to think of where to go with this. Okay, there's your puck, and you can see it's kind of a wiring nightmare here. Now, okay, let's start at the beginning. I know you want to answer these pinball questions, but since I'm on the subject of, I'm going to get a little off your subject here. I'm going to try to cover a little bit more in this. If you'll notice, there's my puck right there, and with both those systems, you get so many games. I think the Pro has a few more than the Mini. You also have the ability to put it in your thumb drive, your USB drive, to add coin ops, to add the other games to it. The side loading, they call it, the secret sauce. The secret sauce that they tell you is there, and it's sauce, but can't tell you where to get it. It's this video for another day. Never have understood that concept. But if you look over here next to this, you'll see, if you can see this up on the right side of this picture, there is my Raspberry Pi. So here's what's kind of interesting in this particular setup that I've got. I don't really need this coin ops here when I'm running this unit or this unit, because what I can do is I can just unplug these units. This will Bluetooth to the puck, but it will also USB to the puck, and I find it works better if you do it that way. Now, you can also unplug your USB from the puck and plug it right into your Raspberry Pi, and now you've got your Raspberry Pi. So again, I'm off of pinball right now. I'm talking about gaming. I'm talking about the same stuff you've got on your sauce can be on the Raspberry Pi. So all I do is plug my controller into the Pi. It matches up with the Pi. It's a great controller for the Pi. The AtGames Mini and the AtGames Gamer Pro are great controllers. And then I just got another HDMI cable going up to my monitor. So I've got two monitors going at the same time. Now I got a little slideshow going on the bottom right here with some of these same pictures going on over and over again, so I don't want that to confuse you, but I don't think I got a picture of the monitor. But the nice thing about, now let me get back off of that picture. The nice thing about the Mini and the Gamer Pro is they do work in horizontal mode, and they work in portrait mode and vertical mode. Landscape, horizontal, portrait, vertical. So that brings another dimension in, because not only can you play these video games that are in vertical format, which play great. Burger Time is something that's on this puck. There's quite a few, but also the Raspberry Pi has a vertical image that you can get, so you can hang your TV vertically and get that. Now we'll switch over to pinball. Same thing with these pucks. You can use these with these controllers to play your games in a vertical fashion. Let me go back. I'm getting kind of... Okay, this is a photo of my screen, my vertical screen hanging, and you can see, I don't know if you can see what it says here, but display mode default cabinet. That's my regular pen. Okay, you can do it in cabinet mode, or you can do it in the default classic mode. So it's kind of nice when you're playing that, if you can turn your playfield the other way and you actually feel like you're playing a real pinball machine, versus when it's sitting horizontally or in landscape mode. But it still works. So if you only have, if you've got like a console setup or a TV setup that you can't turn vertically, it's a great thing. So I hope I'm not getting too confusing here, but I just want to explain what these will do. Now, I don't know why I keep going back to that picture here. And so, and now here's the Legends Ultimate that I have. So again, I've got the Mini, I've got the Ultimate Legends Pro, Gamer Pro, and I've got the Legends Ultimate. I do not have the pinball. So let's touch on that for a minute. And I think I've got a photo of the pinball. I don't know where the photo went of the pinball. There's my whole setup. But, okay, let's talk about the Legends Ultimate Pinball. I thought I had a photo up here of it, but maybe I can find it here. Let's type in... yeah, if you can see this here. Here's your Legends pinball machine. $7.49 promotion right now on their website. You can also get them at Sam's Club. So let's talk about this for a minute. If we're going to talk options of pinball, you have got your Mini, which has pinball buttons, and will download versions of their games, the Zachariah, the Taito, and they have the Gottlieb tables. You can do those on both the Mini and the and you can also do it on the Legends Ultimate Cabinet. But they're different than the ones you get on the pinball machine. When you download the packets, you have to tell them whether you want them for the other items or you want them for the pinball. The pinball is obviously going to be a little nicer. It's got a back glass on it. And it does have the ability to add your PC to it, so you can play FX games, you can play Pinball Emporium, you can play the Pinup Popper, you can do those other things. Now, that comes at a little bit of a cost. The one thing about it is you're buying this machine from them. And in order to get the back glass to work with your PC, you have to buy the board that allows you to, you have to get into the back box or somewhere in the system here and add a board that allows you to put a second video input. Because when you start running these programs off of your PC, if you want back glass, you have to have you'll have two video outs. In Pinball Emporium, Pinup Popper, in FX 3. I'm running both of out of my video card, I'm running both my HDMI cables. One of them's a DMI, or whatever that other cable is. DMI, I'm not sure. Display port. You have to have two out, because you're feeding the back glass and the main playfield. So that's one downside. The other downside is, and I just never have understood it. I'm not criticizing this product. I'm not here to review this product. I'm just telling you the facts. The ports come right out of the top of this thing. It's the best I can tell. If you can see my mouse up there, I don't know if you can see it on the picture of the At Games pinball, but the ports come out the top. So you got these wires coming out, and I guess if you get thin enough wires and you route them down here, and you can run them to your PC. Then you got your PC under here. But it can be done. And I'll tell you, at a $749 price point, hey, for entry level, to have these games that you can purchase and put on it, it comes with some stock games. With everything I said about it, it's still not a bad buy. As a matter of fact, I saw one at a local Sam's store, which is where I would get one, and I almost got one if I didn't have all this other stuff. Now, let's digress a little bit and go back and explain. So it's personal preference. Just remember, you're gonna invest the $749 right now, or whatever Sam's is getting for them, and you're also going to have to invest in that. If you want to make it do everything that you want it to do, kinda, you're gonna have to have that other board that they sell. And I could look that up, but you can research that yourself. And you're gonna have to have the PC. You have the PC now. So let's go. So let's go over here now and talk about these pinball tables that I built. Now, the first thing that this is my way of going. I'll tell you right now, this is my way of going, but it may not be your way of going. The reason I say that is, and I'm no expert, but this was a lot of work. I can make it, you can see I've played this one enough, I've rubbed the paint off of here. This one here, I put T-molding around to eliminate that. This is the second one. This is the first one here. And you can see I improved on each one. This has got a smaller back glass. I really was trying to save money here. That is an old TV I had. That's not a 1080 TV. It's smaller. So the aspect ratio didn't come out real good on the back glass, but it still works. Now, the only thing I invested in both of them that was good was the monitor for the playfield, because I wanted it to be able to be seen good from the side. Since you're looking at it from the side, the back glass didn't seem to matter. Now, that's just an old Vizio TV, and the thing I liked about this was at Walmart. These are the cheapest parts. A 24-inch, I believe it is, or $119. They had them on sale, and it's a Roku TV. So I'm a big Chiefs fan. Live here in the Kansas City area. I can watch the Chiefs games on here with the Roku, or I can watch anything I want on here, and then also just change the input back over to do my back glass. So now, I want to go into this here. You've got to build this though. So, you know, if you don't have any carpentry skills, you know, I had to plan this out, and I do know how to run a saw, but I'm no perfectionist. I'm more of a rough-end guy than a trim guy. So you can see it's not at all perfect, and I'm a terrible painter, but it worked, and I got the job done. Those are, I told you about the monitor and the back glass. Walmart car speakers, $19. T-molding. Now, I'm fortunate enough I have a micro center in my area, so they actually sell the T-molding, these buttons, the joysticks. So let's add this up real quick. With the price of wood right now, there's about $75 plus tax. If you want to count glue and nails and stuff for the cabinet, let's just round up to $100. Okay. $20 for the speakers, $300 for the monitor, $100 and something here. I'm rounding again, $3, $4, $5, $50. T-molding, $20, $5.70. You know, the buttons. Now, fortunately, again, micro centers here, and you know they have the knockoff buttons, so they're not Sanwas, but and then you've got your your USB zero delay controller that's in there, that's underneath all that. $20 for the joystick. I put the joystick in, the bat stick, just to make it so it's more functionality. I could have put a D-pad in there, but so you can move around and do things within the FX3 and all the options, the programs in there. So anyway, but I guess bottom line, by the time you figure paint, and then there's the one other big thing you got to have for that, and that's this. Both of these, and I got to clean up this wiring here. People go nuts when they see that, but you got to have the PC. So I don't know. Let's say let's just for giggles, let's say I got a couple $100 in the cabinet, and then I got the screens, the monitors, the speakers. You got to have an amplifier to run those speakers. I just bought a cheap one off of Amazon. Then you got to have the computer. So, and I did get one, and I don't have the specs on it. I did get a good graphics card. I basically went to Micro Center, told the guy what I wanted to do. The kid was really smart. I said I want to play this and FX3 games and this pinball. What do I need? And he sold me what I needed. And I think I got $600 tied up in the computer. So I don't know. You know, what do I got? I got $800-900 tied up in this thing, maybe $1,000. Count my labor. So this is looking pretty good over here. This thing here. Well, you know, if you don't have the wherewithal, you're going to spend as much and put a lot of labor in this. Now the advantage here is I can run Pinup Popper or Pinball Emporium, but you can't run both. I tried that. I was told I couldn't, and I said, oh yeah, I can, but you can't. You can't run them both. But anyway, so here's another option for pinball. Now you can see I've got this, everything's hooked up to Ethernet. So I don't know why I took a picture of my little Ethernet splitter junction box, whatever. It works great though. It gets internet to that computer, to the both the pucks for the Mini and the Gamer Pro and the cabinet. Now, if you really, I'm going to digress again. This is my baby, 1977 Stern Stingray regular pinball table. Advantage, cool. That's the only advantage. Extremely cool. One game, one table. The other tables have got over 300 tables on them. The V-pins, not that one. These got over 300 tables on them. This is one table. That's one disadvantage. Another disadvantage is it'll break. And you got to buy parts for it, which are readily available though. So I think the only plus I can say is cool factor. Now let's say one last thing about the @games that I didn't mention versus the pinballs that I built. And I told you all the downsides. I'm paying just about as much, I'm getting more stuff, but it's you know, it's a lot of work, especially when you got to have the computer. But again, if you want to do all that stuff, you got to have the computer over here too. The one advantage of the home-built V-Pin that I can see right now is if that monitor goes bad, if the speakers go bad, if there's anything goes bad in there, I just pop it out and go get a new one. I pop it out and go get a new 24-inch ONN TV, Roku-ready TV. The @games, you're going to have to order that part from China and hope they have it. So there you go. So I don't know if now I want to just go back and take a look, because I kind of got off subject, I think, but I hope this is helping. So do you want to go with the PC or the VPE? Personally, I find them both enjoyable. Fortunately, I have the wherewithal to have both of them. I have the space down here, limited space, but I started out with the @games Ultimate Cabinet. Legends, I get lose track of all these names. I started out with this cabinets here, and I enjoyed it. I bought it at the local Sam's Club. This family room was a nice family room down there with a sofa and chair and love seat, and guests could come over and watch TV. And then I digressed into this image here with two accent chairs over here on the right and a little table in between, and then it's just all games. That's a panoramic, so it looks kind of hokey, but I don't know if you can see my mouse over here on the right side. My screen's kind of small where you're seeing, but it starts out over here on the right with the only thing I have that's arcade one-up is the stools, and my wife just wanted that Polaroid camera photo booth thing, which is kind of cool. This here I have a Raspberry Pi hooked up to, and I can hook the mini puck up to it. I have the mini puck hooked up to it, and so I can play games on that with the mini, sitting on my lap, sitting in one of these chairs. Then I have the Ultimate sitting here in the corner. Lots of fun, stand-up cabinet. There's the Gamer Pro. I built the stand for it, mounted a vertical TV on the wall there. That's got the Raspberry Pi and the puck mounted it, so there's two games there. My second V-Pin I built these little tables to go in between. Had nowhere to put the mouse, nowhere to put a cold drink. Didn't want to put them on the glass, so I built this table. That's my Stern Stingray. There's another table in between here. Then my other pinball. Built 2 of them. And then I built another table to go underneath here. I'm just kind of nutty. I don't like to waste any wood. Any wood that's left over on these, I build a table. And then around the corner over here on the left of this image is another wall-mounted Raspberry Pi unit. I just kind of went nuts building stuff. As a matter of fact, I gave one to a friend here not too long ago to hang at his lake place. So anyway, I just want to go back to the fact that it's kind of user choice. And if you got questions about the other stuff that... see, here's the website for Pinup Popper. I started out with Pinball Emporium, and there's the fella named Nate who put it together. I just really liked him. Super nice fella. He's got a Discord. If you know what Discord is, it's a server kind of, I call it a social media. I think they'd be offended if I call them that. It's just a place to go. Yeah, look it up. It's called Discord service. You can sign up for it, and they got people on there talking about all kinds of stuff, but it's mainly gaming. And I've asked this Nate questions, and he's got a lot of people who are asking questions, and dummies like me that when I was setting up the program, I didn't have something lined up on my displays right, and he answered me right away. And I'm sure the guy that's doing the, I think it's Terry Red, or a guy named Nailbusters is doing the, on YouTube, Nailbusters. You can look that up. He's the one that's doing the, yeah, here's Pinball Emporium by Nate. Nate Mack. So if you can see that up there, Nate Mack, that's who you want to look for that. That's my channel. So, I don't know. I just really like this. The thing about Pinball Emporium is you can play your FX tables. You can play your future pinball, I should say. Your visual pinball. You can play your FX3 tables on it. You can play your Zachariah tables. They're all from Steam. It seems to work well with Steam. I didn't try the Pinup Popper that much, but I think the one thing that was nice about Pinup Popper that I did notice, though, is that adding your media files and creating your media files was a little easier. It had recording capability, and it could put those in there for you. Whereas with Pinball Emporium, Nate provided you the ones that came with it at first, and then I just kind of learned. He gave instructions on how to make them the way he did, but I kind of changed it up and used different software than what he had, and I've been able to make it work. So if you watched any of my videos on the files that I've been making for Pinball Emporium, you can see that I've got the cover photo, the video marquee, and all that stuff on there. Anyway, I hope I didn't go on too much. I probably did, but I'm just trying to answer all these questions for this gentleman, and Freebird 1963. I hope this helped. So the choice is yours. If you can build, so, and you got to remember too, you don't have to build the cabinet. Now the office that I'm sitting in right now, if I could show you a picture, I wish I'd taken a picture of that. I have, the reason I keep looking up is one of my monitors, I'm looking right now at monitor 2. And now I'm looking at monitor 1, which is way up high. And it's done in the portrait. And then I've got this one done in horizontal landscape. And the reason I do that is because I also have a PC in here, and I download these tables and do the work for these YouTube videos in here to get those uploaded for you guys to get, to download those Pinball Emporium files, which again, you don't have to use on Pinball Emporium. You could use them on your other systems. The game tables and the direct backglass files are all there together. It's just I got to set up in folders for that. But anyway, I'm digressing again. So again, to Freebird 1963. You ask which way you want to go, the Gamer Pro, the PC, the you did say in here, would it be better to go with the LGP, which I don't know if you meant Legends Gamer Pinball or Legends Gamer Pro. They're all great options, and I do enjoy the games on the Legends Gamer Pro, the ones you download, the Tato, the Zachariah, the Gottlieb. I think they're all fun. They're all fun and different, and you can play 2-player games. I think that's the most you can play, but I don't know. The wife and I just have a ball playing them. We come down here, it's just the two of us here, and we just enjoy it, and we have friendly competition between the two of us. So anyway, I hope that answered the questions. I had something else that I was going to mention, but I just can't recall what it was right now. But it's a lot of fun. And Pinball Emporium and Visual Pinball and PE. Now, okay, you did ask Visual Pinball and Future Pinball. You know, you can run those programs separately. And oh, that's where I was going to head. You can run these on just a PC. You don't need the cabinet. So I can sit in my office here and use my keyboard. Oh, very important thing to mention. You can run your... Let me go back to this. I hope I didn't miss. You can use this or this on your PC. I mentioned use it on the Raspberry Pi. That's what I wanted to mention to you. You can use this on your Raspberry Pi, but you can also use it on your PC. So if I really want to play in here, I use the keyboard, but if I want to use the pinball buttons and whatnot, I can just plug that USB into my PC and use it. And here's something else you can do. The Mini especially, you could do it with the big one, but it's so much bigger. But let me go over here. Well, let's go back. Take a look at that right there. Or that. You could do the same thing here. If you can see where my mouse is going on this picture here. You can do the same thing here. And instead of adding this control deck and having to build this, I could have just dropped that Mini, or built this wide enough for the right dimension for the Mini, or the Gamer Pro, dropped it right in here, hook it to the left openings on the side, just like I did on this cabinet here that's next to it. If you can see this right here next to it, that little stand I built, you just basically build that same thing in the front of this display, the front of this pinball cabinet, this virtual pinball cabinet, and you wouldn't need all this. You could just use this to control your PC, and then I guess you could drop your puck in there. I never thought about that. You could drop your puck in there and use it to play games here in vertical mode, or play them up here in horizontal mode, or you won't be able to do both. So that's something worth mentioning. So there's all your options. Again, I've been on here now for I don't know how long, and I just wanted to make sure that I tried to get the word out and on what you were looking to find out. I hope this helps. I never know what to say at the end. It's watch all these other guys. See you on the next one. Anyway, I gotta have a little humor here. And I like all those other YouTubers, and I'm no great. I'm not here to be a star. I'm not here to make any money. I'm just trying to help some people out because I enjoy this. And just to briefly go through all these things, I enjoy my game room. I know how frustrating it was for me to get started and had questions and couldn't seem to get answers. And these are the things that this is where I've managed to move from just a boring room to me to a fun room. And if there's anything I can do to help, let me know. So have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care now.